What is up, guys? Today I'm going to cover some of the most popular supplements and I'm going to rate them on a scale of 1 being useless and you don't really need to spend your money on it, and 10 being this is something that you should implement every single day. So here are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Whey protein. I know most people would maybe say 10. I'm going with an 8.5. The reason I'm going with 8.5 is it's processed, and I always think that eating real food is better than processed food. However, whey protein is a great thing that you can supplement into what you're doing diet-wise. It's fast digestion, it has complete amino acid profile, helps with protein synthesis, so it's a great post-workout shake. I always like to eat food more than I like to eat shakes, but if you're lacking on your protein goals, this is a great substitute to add into your daily diet. BCAAs. I'm giving this a 3 or a 4. Honestly, I wouldn't waste my money on it, because if you are somebody that's taking supplements, then you're probably eating enough protein. You are getting all your essential amino acids from the protein. So if you're eating enough protein throughout the day, you don't need to waste money on this supplement. The only reason I would find someone to use this is if you are very, very concerned, maybe a bodybuilder getting ready for a show and you're in a deficit and you want to make sure you're preserving as much muscle as possible, you could add BCAAs in. But I would still, BCAAs to me, if you're going to take something like that, I would take EAAs, which are all 9 of the essential amino acids instead of just 3 out of the 9, which BCAAs are only 3 out of the 9 essentials. So if you're honestly going to take anything, I would take EAAs. They can also be good if you're somebody that trains fasted. You could add them to your water. But again, I would do EAAs. So I'm going to give BCAAs a 3. Magnesium. I'm going to give this one a 10. I think it's one of the most underrated supplements that people kind of forget about. And if you are trying to optimize your recovery, magnesium is it. I take it before bed. You're gonna get better sleep. It relaxes you. Also helps with hormone balance and energy metabolism. So if you are training super hard in the gym, you already know that the biggest part of the recovery process is your sleep. So if you can get better sleep, you're gonna recover better. So magnesium, add it to your list. I think everyone should be taking this. Creatine, here's another one. I'm gonna give it a 10. If you are looking to build muscle, you want to improve your muscle quality, you wanna improve your training, creatine's where it's at. It's the most scientifically researched supplement out there that has been proven to be effective with muscular endurance, muscular strength, and also muscle fullness. So creatine should definitely be added. Now, where you want to put that in your day, the average is like most people take like 5 grams. You can do that pre-workout, you can do it post-workout, you can do it pre and post-workout, you choose, but I like to focus it around my training to optimize my training. Fat burners. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one, honestly, I'll give it a 3, and that's being kind of nice. I think most people take fat burners because they think it's gonna incinerate the fat on them. It's not magic, it's not a magic pill. Basically what a fat burner is, it's caffeine, green tea extract. It just gives you a boost of energy. Maybe sometimes makes you sweat a little bit more. I know if I took a fat burner, I was honestly just taking it to enhance the effects of what you need to be doing in order to lose fat, which is your diet, and then also adding in cardio and burning. So it can elevate your heart rate, so you might burn a couple extra calories here and there, but you need to be doing things in order to actually lose fat, and that is being in a deficit. So a fat burner is not a magic pill. It's basically just an energy boosting pill to help you do the things that you need to be doing in order to lose fat. There will be some sort of appetite suppressant to it. So if you have a hard time and you're always hungry, it can help decrease your appetite. But I think for the most part, people think it's a magic pill that you take that's going to burn fat faster for you, and it doesn't. You have to actually eat in a deficit and do your cardio and your training, and that's how you burn fat, not by a pill. Electrolytes. This one's a toughie for me because I know a lot of people love electrolytes, but I just like plain water. I understand the point of adding electrolytes. I'm gonna give this like a 7.5. I think most of us, again, if you are someone that's already taking supplements, then you're probably also drinking plenty of water. This is just going to like add the hydration part of it, is adding sodium and potassium and magnesium so that you are staying hydrated. I think when you do add something like an electrolyte, if you're doing a super intense workout, if you sweat a lot, if you're training outside and you're sweating a lot, I think adding an electrolyte is amazing because it's just going to keep you hydrated, which also helps with muscle contractions. You're going to prevent cramping. So electrolytes are phenomenal. I just don't think you always need them, especially if you're drinking plenty of water. So it's just, if you're overexerting yourself, you're going into a super intense workout, you're going on a long run, yeah, add electrolytes. But for me, I like my water plain. I'll give it a 7.5. All right, greens powder. This one's gonna vary based on who you are as a person and how you eat. If you are a well-balanced person and you eat your vegetables, this is like a 3 or a 4. If you are not a well-balanced eater and you don't like any veggies or green stuff, this is like a 6. Let's split the difference, we'll just call it a 5. So greens powder, I'm going with a 5. It's good insurance for getting all those micronutrients. So if you're somebody that doesn't eat green leafy vegetables, your diet's pretty bland and not very colorful, this is a good way to just ensure that you're getting all your micronutrients. But I like veggies, so I don't need to add this. But for most people, it's basically like your micronutrient insurance card to make sure you got them all. I'll give it a 5. Collagen protein, it gets so much hype, and I feel like most of the hype, it comes from girls. This isn't something that's going to promote muscle growth, but collagen helps your connective tissue, your joints, your skin, your hair, your nails, all that fancy stuff that we try to work on. So adding in a collagen is going to help, honestly, your joint and recovery. So I'm giving it a 6. I think it's a good supplement to take, especially for recovery purposes and joint health. Collagen protein also lacks some key amino acids, which is why it doesn't promote muscle growth. It's missing like leucine and something else, but it doesn't have a complete amino acid profile to it. Ozempic? No, that shit is a 0. Haven't you guys saw, like, they're getting sued because it causes blindness. It also doesn't care about your muscle. It's muscle wasting too. If you want to lose weight, you do it by going to the gym, you eating correctly. Stop taking all these nonsense. Is it a peptide? Is it a peptide? Is Ozempic's a peptide? Quit taking peptides for everything. They're gonna continue to make peptides for everything. Just do it the right way with diet and exercise. It's the healthiest way. So unless you wanna go blind and have no muscles, yeah, go take some Ozempic. Gets a 0 from me. All right, last one. Pre-workouts. I'm gonna give it a 10, no. Actually, I don't give pre-workouts a 10 because I don't think you should rely on them. Are they amazing on days that you need it? Yes. Like today, I need a little extra energy. But I think the problem with pre-workouts is people use them every single workout. And then you need more. Like you start taking 1 scoop and then you're up to taking 3 scoops. If you rely on them for every single workout, what happens if you don't have it one workout? You're gonna have a terrible workout. I think pre-workouts for me, I love them, but I try not to use them every single workout. I only use them when I actually need it, when I actually need a pick-me-up. So I'm gonna give them a 5. Don't get mad at me, Aaron Singerman. Maybe a 6. A 6 for Aaron Singerman. But if I do a pre-workout, it's total war. And I only drink half of it. Sometimes only a quarter of it. I'll drink half today, and then when I need it again, I put it in the fridge, and I'll drink the other half on a different day. But try not to do a pre-workout every single day. Only utilize it when you actually need some energy, which would be a leg day for me. All right, guys, there you have it. So those are my thoughts. You may agree with some of them. You may have some higher than others. It's all based on kind of who you are as a person, what your goals are, how you eat. Because a lot of those things we can get from the foods that we're already eating. But the top ones to remember is, yeah, find a really good protein that you like, get some creatine in your system, and take some magnesium before bedtime. We'll see you later, guys. If you have any other supplements you want me to review that you may take, write those below. Maybe we'll do another video.